Welcome back to the iTech Studios here at the Sunday Sports Buzz presented by Sam Swope. Our number, 964-2121. Make sure you catch our afternoon shows 5 to 6 p.m. on the new 1450 WQKC. I host a couple of days a week. Our Sports Buzz crew, Rob Jones, Trevor Kelsey, John Lewis, and our caller that is on the line right now, Handsome Jimmy, John Lewis's normal partner on Fridays afternoon. And Handsome, I know I'm a poor replacement for you, buddy.
Greg, you two of us, man. You my man, Greg. But I got to tell you something. My guy beside you can't ask for a better guy to work with and anywhere in the country because he's too much. And John, I appreciate being beside you every Friday, buddy. We got a heck of a show, my man.
Yes,
hey, John and Greg, the way that Swamp is playing,
yeah.
I know that, Coach Magino said he's definitely gone after this year. Greg and John, he keeps playing like he's doing, bring that spark. Is there any way he's going to let him go play senior year somewhere else and not play at the University of Louisville?
I tell you what, if he keeps playing, if he is consistent, I mean, and that's a lot to ask for a lot of players, is to be consistent. If he's consistent, I mean, how do you let that guy go? How do you say, you can't be a part of this team?
I thought it was Patino hyperbole the whole time.
Sure.
I think he's going to be very important when Buckles comes back. He's going to be very important.
Absolutely.
Van Treese contributed right off the bat. Right. This is a team of numbers. They need all of the parts. It's going to be a sum is greater than the individual parts on this team the entire year. They're going to need them all. Okay, next caller up. It is the truth, and his Hoosiers are on fire right now.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
I want to let you know when I'm in the top, rank number 1, you say the truth told me so.
I mark it down. I will say that, if that ever happens.
Aiden Zeller have made a difference at Indiana.
Well, yeah. I mean, Indiana, they're on the way. They're making steps, aren't they, John? I mean, they've made some steps.
And they had to show improvement because Tom Crean may have tested the patience a little bit of some of the Hoosier fans up there. Now, I know even when they were winning in single digits up there, they kept coming in, packing Assembly Hall. But you got to see some improvement. And I think he's the guy that can do it. Does the patience run out after a while? He keeps getting in these great recruits. It's the movement. It's the next big thing. That next big thing needs to happen pretty soon.
I tell you what, an underrated game is that Kentucky at Indiana game. In a couple weeks.
Sure.
That's going to be That's going to be a ball game there.
That could be the launching point too for Indiana if they stay close or even beat Kentucky.
All right, let's go to Troy. You're up.
Hey, Greg, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man.
All right, it's great to be a Louisville fan. Well, football program's moving up, and basketball's doing good. I think, the way Kentucky turned that ball over against Old Dominion, if we pressure them and we really pressure them hard, they're going to have to take care of the ball a little better. He didn't do a very good job. But I know they're young. But as far as Louisville goes, I think we need to get Church going every game. We got to run a few plays for him, get him off, because he's got to be a 16-point night guy. He can be a 16-point a night guy, too. I know we got a lot of other players who can score, but he's really, really a big player for us. And I think they need to get him going early in the game.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I'm with you on it. Kirk, you want to get him more involved on a general basis. I mean, he has streaks and spurts.
Like a lot of shooters, he can have that hot streak, and then sometimes he can go cold. But something you mentioned earlier, you talked about this being a team, a better team, and you're not just saying a better talented team or an older team. It's a team that is starting to come together, and Keurig is a leader, and I think, you keep him in there, you keep him involved, that team just gets better.
Yeah, they get better, and Bohannon is a difference maker, too, on this team. And the thing they did not have last year that killed them is a guy that'll be a star at the 4 position. That's Shane Bohannon. All right, Bucky, you round out our fearsome foursome here of callers in the second segment. Bucky.
All right.
What you got? Okay, Bucky, we'll try to get you back on a little bit later. Hey, before we go to break, I want to throw up the BCS standings because something really interesting has happened. The SEC West owns the top 3 spots in the BCS standings with LSU, Alabama, and Arkansas. And lo and behold, My guy, Bobby Petrino.
Yep.
My guy and our guy, a lot of Cardinal fans out there. He's playing Friday, John, at LSU for a chance to go to the national championship game. Yes, sure, if they win at LSU, Alabama might play in the SEC championship game. But Arkansas is going to sit there, having played all their games at number 2 and be pretty much guaranteed a spot in the game.
Yeah, Arkansas, they could beat LSU, they could move to number 1 and still not be in the SEC championship as long as Alabama is number 2. And you know what? That's not a bad deal. That is another knock against these conference games. You know, a lot of the Big Ten coaches, they didn't want that conference game. They didn't want that extra game because it could hurt your bowl position, your BCS position. Yeah, Petrino may be in the driver's seat.
Absolutely. That extra game is not a benefit at all.
No.
At all. You'd rather be number 2, let Alabama play that game and risk their spot in the game. Some tragic news today. They had a player on their team that
freshman,
was found dead in his dorm room, and now this team's going to have to deal with a tragic situation like that happens during this week of all weeks for Arkansas football. But we're going to take a break now. Come back with our final segment, the Sunday Sports Buzz, presented by Sam Swope.